because there's three major reasons why your man doesn't want to do when you're asking him something or requesting him of something. Let's say you're asking him, honey, I want to really go to Hawaii. I would like to stay in a 4-star resort, and I would like for you to rent a boat so we can have a great time. There's three main reasons why your man doesn't want to do what you're asking him to do. And the first reason and the main reason why he doesn't want to do what you're asking him to do is that because you're asking him to do something that he is not capable of. Financially, he's just not capable of doing what you're asking him. So you like this resort that is $5,000, and to rent a boat in Hawaii is another $2,000 for a week, and it's a $7,000 trip. And he's working in a gas station, or he's working in a retail making $20 or $25 an hour. So for him, this is too big of a request. And even though you're threatening him and telling him, if we're not going to go to vacation this year, I'm going to divorce you, he's still not going to be motivated to do what you want him to do. And he will not even go on the website to even check how much is this vacation going to cost, because he just knows that he won't be able to afford the $7,000 vacation. Or, for example, you are asking him to purchase a home that is $600,000. And again, his income is only $50,000. He knows he won't be able to afford this house. And he would like to do it. But because he is not capable, he will be resigned, and he will not even try to put an effort to make this request happen, because he's just not capable. Now, the second reason why a man is not willing to do what you're asking him to do is because his basic needs are not met. And man has three roles. The roles are: he has to be a leader, provider, and protector. And this is a main thing, that if a man doesn't feel that he is allowed to be in his role, he will be demotivated. And there's also three basic needs that he is not feeling in this relationship in order to do what you're asking him to do. And I don't want to cover these three basic needs, because we gotta go in detail about men's basic needs, that not a single woman that I meet actually knows this basic needs. And that's why I'm gonna have a program next Saturday on January 20th, where in 3 hours I'm gonna go in details what are main basic needs that not a single woman that I meet in United States or Eastern Europe or Western Europe know those basic needs. And for that, you guys have to be in the program. But I'm just gonna give you a little hint right now. Basic need, a first basic need, is that a man needs to feel needed. So for example, if you are covering all of the cost of your home, you are going to work and making the income, and you're covering all of the cost of your mortgage or apartment or insurance and etc., man doesn't even feel that he is needed. And when a man doesn't feel, hearts back to you, my friends, and when a man doesn't feel needed, he will not have a drive to achieve his financial success in order to provide, lead, and protect. And so without knowing, you are demotivating your man to provide, lead, and protect you. But all of these details I'm gonna cover again in the program next Saturday. Now we'll go also in the third reason why he's not doing anything you're asking him. For example, you're complaining that he's not taking trash out, or that he's not cutting the grass. But a man not gonna take the trash out or cut the grass if somebody else is doing it. And let's be honest, if you're taking the trash out, he sees that you're taking trash out, he not gonna do his duties. Or if you hired someone to cut the grass, he sees that his duties are already complete, he not gonna do it. The same thing with utilities. You're complaining he's not paying for gas or electricity, but if you're paying for gas and electricity, he not gonna do it. And so these are the three main reasons why a man doesn't do what you're asking him. So that's why it's important for you ladies to know what are the duties of a man, what are the duties of you as a woman, and also how different you are, because your needs and his needs are completely different. Well, I think you can voice what you want, but he can work on it. You can do it together. Blanca, Of course, in a relationship, we gotta always work together. But there's duties of a woman and there's duties of a man. And I know in the modern society, all of this duty been washed off, and everybody's confused. And men are becoming more feminine, women becoming more masculine, and because of that confusion, because everybody's confused about their roles and duties, we have a messy situation where relationships right now, and the divorce rate is at 60, and at some countries at 80%, and relationships hardly manage to 2-year mark. And so everybody goes separate ways because people just don't know. There's rules, there's duties, and there's responsibilities, and nobody knows them. And how can you drive a car if you don't know the rules? You'll bump into the first car if you don't have a driver license and if you don't have a car. The same way, how can you build a house if you don't know how to build a house? There has to be a concrete. You gotta have a bricks. You gotta have sewage. You gotta have a doors. You gotta have windows and the roof. But people are trying to make a relationship by basically, oh, you're a guy, I am a woman, we have genitals, let's have sex and let's figure out later how to have a relationship. But it doesn't work this way, my friends. There has to be, and there is certain rules, there's guides, there's duties, and if you don't know them, you will be bumping into the same problems over and over and over. So if you're interested to learn how to make a relationship work, how to be in your feminine energy, how to appreciate your man, how to make a relationship work so he would want to do things for you, you just gotta know how men are operating, how we are operating, how different we are. But that takes, again, desire, knowledge, and education. Because if you don't know, you will be doing the same mistakes over and over. And so I invite you if you're interested, and if not, I understand. It takes sometimes time and energy. Not everybody has the desire, time, and energy to learn. What if you like to work for fun? Absolutely. If a woman wants to work for fun, it's another thing. For example, I am not working, ladies. Right now, I am not making money, obviously being with you, but I'm sharing my knowledge. Otherwise, I will be just bored being just a mom and a wife. I used to be a counselor, life coach, and hypnotherapist for 22 years, but I stopped working because I realized working 6 hours a week was taking time from things that I wanted to do with my family, because it was still energetically draining sometimes, to be honest with you. But now I do it on my time. Whenever I want to, I lead feminine groups so I can teach women to be feminine, to be soft and gentle in order to make a relationship work. And the programs are very reasonable, and I do it when I want to, because the priority for us first has to come for you. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your family. And then if you have time and energy, you can go to work for fun. But obviously, fun cannot be 40 hours a week. Because when a woman works 40 hours a week, she gives all of her fun and energy to work instead of preserving it, again, to herself first, and then to her husband or her boyfriend and her family, and etc. So that's a great question. What to do if my boyfriend, we have kids, drink, drive with me and kids? If you allow your boyfriend to drink and drive, he's not just violating himself, he's violating you and children. That's a problem. And so if you are allowing this once, he will do it again and again and again. So that means you're allowing this kind of negative behavior. And instead of fighting him, just take your kids and move to your family, to your friends. Worst case scenario, even go to shelter. But if you allow this behavior, he's gonna continue doing it, and sooner or later, obviously, you guys gonna have an accident, and then you're gonna be blaming him, the person who is driving drunk. You cannot blame him. He's obviously irresponsible. So somebody has to be responsible in this relationship, and it has to be you. You just gotta move out in a distance. You gotta work on yourself, on your self-esteem, not to put up with this negative behavior. And you gotta do spiritual practices, either meditation, either prayer or affirmation, in order to help him to have a motivation to do something about himself. But if you're allowing this and you're staying in this relationship, nothing will change, because you're sending the message that this is acceptable, because your action with men speak louder than words. Telling him stop drinking is not enough. You gotta remove yourself. And I'm not saying break up. Give yourself a distance that you're telling, I'm not gonna put up with this behavior. Please do something with you and your drinking. That's what I would recommend. And if he doesn't work on himself, you gotta ask yourself, do you wanna live a life with a man who is risking his, your, and your children's life at any point when you're driving? And that is the question for you. Yeah, thank you for being vulnerable and authentic. Good question.